election night or something was going
All right.
on, and we weren't here
You guys are live.
12 minutes.
Well, I'm beaten. All right, y'all, it's 5 o'clock, whatever time it is, 5 o'clock. So let's get this thing started. Call the June 9th Safety Committee meeting to order. Attendance, it looks like everybody's here. It's supposed to be here. Thomas and Donnie and myself and all the department heads we're worried about tonight. Is there agenda, you guys see anything you want to change on the agenda? It's the same thing it's been for the last year and a half.
I
We
move, I
good?
move to accept.
All right, second anybody?
No second.
All in favor? Aye. All right, let's pick a chairman. I would think that Donnie Parser would be an apt and able chairman for this committee. I'd put his name in nomination. You good with that?
I'll go for it.
You good with that, Thomas?
That works. If Donnie's okay with it, I'm fine with me.
So we need to have a vote, so we're voting 3-0 to put Donnie in as chairman. Donnie, it's yours now, buddy.
All righty, who goes first?
Carry on.
Brittany, are you first?
Do I? Okay. Yes. You missed citizen comments. Not that there's any citizens here, but.
Wait, there's somebody back there in the back corner.
Did you approve the minutes?
Never
No, we
mind.
didn't. Yeah, we need, number 6, we need to approve the minutes.
Yeah, I'll move that we approve. Everything
I'll
looks
second.
all right.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, number 7, comments from departments. Anybody got anything to say? Brittany?
Yeah, okay. So I provided you guys with just a little bit of information there. The first page is just a quick general table of accidents for the month of May. It shows accidents for May of 2025 and May of 2024. They are significantly less this year than they were last year, so that is an awesome trend. I hope that we can keep up. Slips, trips, and falls was the big factor there, and that has reduced significantly, so I'm kind of excited about that. And I hope to be able to report that again next month. Next month, I'll try to do a quarterly report instead of just a monthly one, since it'll be the end of a quarter. So I'll have you guys a little bit better numbers next time.
Yeah, we were talking before. I really think this shows just what talking about it and making a point about just being generally safe. It's what kind of difference it makes. So, good job, everybody.
And the safety topics we got now,
Yeah.
that helps out some, because you're
Yeah.
focusing on it every month.
Yeah,
Just
so I do
keep
send out
talking about it.
I send out a monthly safety topic. I think everybody's been getting those. I hope they've been reviewing it with their departments. I did complete my OSHA 30-hour certification last week. So hopefully there'll be a little bit more detailed safety items coming into play in the future. The next page is a monthly report from my department. It includes building permits issued, total building inspections performed, some property maintenance items, including complaints, violation letters, court citations, illegal signs pulled, properties condemned, which there were actually none for the month of May. It includes stormwater site inspections and notices of violations issued related to that. And then some planning and zoning items. We didn't have any annexation requests. However, I am meeting with somebody on an inquiry on an annexation here pretty soon, so that may change next month. The planning commission agenda was kind of short this month, so there's only 1 plat and 3 rezonings on this month's agenda, but I already have 2 submitted for next month. So rezonings are up and going. And then I included some fees collected from my department from the month of May as well, just for your all's information.
Hey, can we back up just a second and talk about sign permits
Yeah,
and signs?
okay.
Is there a way to put some teeth into the sign ordinance? Can we figure out a way to throw some fines out or something. We have to do that. We have to have an ordinance to do that.
Is there, like, what do you mean in
Well,
particular?
you know, my pet peeve is auction signs.
Okay,
They're supposed to be up 2 weeks before and down 3 days after.
yeah,
Listen, everybody in Manchester puts up a sign, pretty well does it the way they're supposed to do it. But you got all these yahoos that come in from out of town, Murfreesboro and Chattanooga, and I mean, all the hell, they're all over the place this month. They put them up, I've seen some go up a month before.
okay.
So, but I don't think there's any fees associated with that. So is that something we could probably,
So we typically, if we do find an illegal one, we just pull it. We don't necessarily issue a citation or anything of that sort, we just pull it.
well, that'd be good, but maybe you should try, you don't have to look real hard to see a big auction sign that's up there for 4 weeks or whatever.
Okay.
So try to, because they look terrible. Yeah, the corner, the intersection, 4155,
Yeah,
it's about as
there's
junky
four
as
out.
I've ever, hell,
Yeah,
there
4 or 5
right
out there.
6 or 7 or 8 there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right in front of the drugstore right
it's
now.
awful.
Yeah, I seen them. I
Yeah.
seen them when I come up here.
okay. Well, we'll try to keep a closer eye on the dates of the signs,
And
not
that-
just the
that-
sign itself.
Deal that was up on the mountain Saturday, where, I mean, that sign's been up for 6 weeks or longer. It is over with Saturday, so they've got till Tuesday to pull it down. So
Okay,
it's been flopping in the wind for 4 weeks. Just hooked to one post. So,
okay.
it's hard to see those, I know, but maybe you might.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll get it down the line.
You
Any,
can take mine down too if I'm illegal, okay?
I will.
So the regulations is 2 weeks before, 2 weeks.
It's either 2 weeks or 10 days, and I don't
I think
remember.
it's 10 days.
10 days before, down 3 days
I have to
after.
look at it every time, for some reason I can't ever
Yeah.
remember the exact.
Because that gives everybody 2 weekends before sale. And once you have the sale and it's over with, and everybody sticks a sold sign on them, that's just bragging there. You know, there's no need to leave them up there
Okay,
a day or two.
all right. Any other items, questions, concerns on that? The last page is the results of the residential building inspection program that we have with the city. So Stan, my inspector, and myself, we sat down with the gentleman from the state for an audit, and he actually went out in the field with Stan for some inspections as well. And so this is just his results memo stating that we are in compliance. You all might like to know that. Anything else? That's all I have to report.
That sounds good, Brittany.
Okay,
Good work.
thank you.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Before you is our monthly report for the month of May. Let's see, we had 36 burn permits we issued throughout the city. We responded to 98 incidents during the month. We had 7 motor vehicle accidents during the month. 4 of those 7 were in the county, the other 3 were in the city. We responded to 7 fires, 4 of those were vehicle fires, 2 mutual aid structural fires, and 1 structural fire in the city. Our inspection division inspector conducted 27 inspections of restaurants, medical offices, hotels, gas station, continued follow-ups, inspections on construction sites like the Fairfield Inn, the new Speedway, did a final on the 7 Brew, the new steakhouse restaurant on the square, and Express Oil Change. He also attended some training in Murfreesboro and Gatlinburg, and he conducted multiple inspections of food trucks, and then he always continues to follow up on any type of fire alarm system activation we have somewhere that's, you know, a continual problem in other commercial businesses. We installed 5 car seats for citizens during the month of May. We installed 10 smoke alarms in 4 residences during the month. We had 5 EMS assist calls during the month of May with the Coffee County EMS. One of the vehicle fires was a tractor trailer fire on New Tullahoma Highway. It was a box truck. It burned up the back end of the truck. There was nothing hazardous on it. We had vehicle fires on Oak Drive, Spring Street, and MacArthur Street, and they were all just various kinds of fires, usually started in the motor area. We had a mutual aid structure fire on Volunteer Avenue with Summitville Volunteer Fire Department and the other volunteer departments in the county. We had a structural fire on Walker Street. It started in the kitchen. They were, I think they had an air fryer on top of the stove. Somehow the stove got turned on, caught the air fryer on fire, took it outside, burned up a little bit of the floor, burned up some, part of the decking outside, but it was a pretty minor fire. We had another mutual aid structural fire on Perry Road with Hickerson Station and the other volunteer fire departments. Fortunately, we got there first, so our guys made an aggressive attack, got in there and put, let's say 90% of the fire out, and then Hickerson Station showed up, new unit showed up, the other guys showed up, and they released our guys, and we came back to the city, and they finished up the fire. But the guys did a real good stop on it. We had 8 personnel completed advanced training in Gatlinburg. I know we had one guy that did extrication training, a couple of guys did officer training, fire inspector did risk reduction training. Assistant Chief Hickerson attended the fire chief's orientation course. What else did we do there? That was it?
One was a pumping class.
Yeah, one guy went to a pump class, driver class. But it was really good training. And each year they do training in East Tennessee and West Tennessee. And they kind of offer the same sort of classes, but this is always good for our guys, because I think just about, I'd say over 80% or 90% of our guys have all attended advanced extrication training. So every time that class comes up, we try to get the newest guys to that class, and it's either in East Tennessee or West Tennessee. In East Tennessee, it's in October timeframe, end of October, first part of November timeframe is usually when that class is. But it's always good training. We assisted Manchester PD with the graduation parade.
I was actually afloat in that parade.
Oh, were you?
And yeah, my daughter graduated. You guys did a great job. Everybody
they
did a
did.
great job with that.
was a
Thank
fun
you.
night.
It's a great night. That's a
Fun
great
night.
night. Thank you guys very much.
We assisted South Central Human Resources with the commodities drive. They serviced 150 citizens during that commodities drive that day. We had a cookout for College Street Elementary and teachers and students on the end of last day of school. We did field day activities with Westwood and College Street Elementary, and we did Memorial Day activities. They put the flag up for Memorial Day. They did it at the Art Center, the VFW did it at the Art Center. They put the flag up outside at the beginning of it, then took it down and did a real good job. Project updates, I talked with a vendor for hydrant painting. He's supposed to start next week, the week of the 16th, paint 100 hydrants.
Can you bring me up to page, on that?
Okay, so we've got a vendor, Rogers Hydrant Services, out of Tennessee here somewhere. He's gonna come into the city. He's gonna paint the 100 ugliest hydrants he can find in the city.
Okay.
He's gonna paint them red, and then the tops, he's gonna paint the proper color. It'll be
I always
blue
thought
or
we
green.
always painted them.
No, sir, no, sir.
Well, we used to paint
A
them.
long, long time ago, they tried to
Why,
paint them.
why are we away from that?
It's just something that fell to the wayside, and so now we're,
I mean,
it's a very hard job to do. It really,
what's
really
so
is.
hard about it?
Because you gotta remove all that old paint, then you gotta put new paint on there. It's gotta be the proper kind of paint. It's very labor intensive.
What, proper time? Okay, what would that be?
It's
How
hydrant.
how much is these 100 costing?
It costs us $8,000 to paint 100 hydrants. They're like $80 a hydrant.
Do you have to sandblast them?
They'll clean them off, they'll
It
repaint them
won't
red, and then they'll put the proper caps on top of them. It's a great investment, it really is. And they'll last a lot longer
Well,
than us doing
you
it.
know, I'm totally against that right there. I am. You know, we used to paint them. There's no reason why we can't do it today.
They start next week.
We'd already passed that, I think.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
It's passed for this year and next year.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Is that a line item in your budget?
Yes, sir, it is.
Well, you know, I want to see us go back to doing that.
Well, you know, I asked about that when we talked about it.
It's extremely labor intensive. It really, really is.
Oh,
And it just takes a lot of time. We did try it about 10 years ago. We tried it and we just
You
couldn't do
know,
it.
that just $80 a piece, it seems like a lot of money to me.
But they last for 15 years or 20 years.
I don't think I'd pay them.
How many hydrants do we have?
I knew you asked that question. A lot. I want to say in the 700 or 800 range in the city of Manchester. Now, a lot of them don't need that work because we put a lot of brand-new hydrants in over the last few years. But like if you go down College Street, or not College Street, go down Oakdale and Ingram and all those other streets down there, and look at those hydrants, they're in terrible looking condition. There's some on 41, there's some on 55, they're all over the city. They really are. And these guys are professional, this is what they do, that's their job. If you want a good example to look at, they recently did the hydrants in Lynchburg, Tennessee, Moore County. Did a great job over there. They really look nice, look professional, and they'll last for a long time.
And you said they put the proper color on the top. What's the
Each,
color?
the color is determined by the hydrant flow. So 1,500 gallons a minute or better is blue. 1,000 to 15 is green, I believe. Then below that it's orange. Then anything below 500 gallons a minute is red. So it got a red top on it. So they'll put the proper tops. So when we go someplace, we'll see a blue hydrant, an orange hydrant, a green top hydrant. We'll know right off the bat what they are. Plus we have an app on our phone that tells us the same thing. But they'll be properly color coded, and it's pretty much what everybody does around us. They look really good.
Well, I can remember us going around and you're taking a steel brush and painting them. I mean, $80 a hydrant just seems.
Well, like I said, we tried this about 10 years ago.
Well, I
We
mean,
did
I
that-
think that's something we need to get back to.
We did that exact same thing, and then we couldn't get the proper paint. We couldn't get all the old paint off, because some of these hydrants have been painted 4 or 5 times over the course of their history, and they look deplorable.
Well, I'm sure they have.
Yes, sir. And they weren't painted with the right kind of paint. This will have the right kind of paint on it. There's a special kind of paint you put on hydrants, because they're in the sun all the time, they're in the elements all the time, and they last for a long time, if they're painted properly.
And so the contract's already been let
Yeah.
with it.
Yes, sir.
You-
Yes, sir.
You're a week or two late on that.
I'm a little late.
Yes, sir.
late on
Yes,
that.
sir.
But you'll be around next year,
Yes, sir.
so.
Okay, all right.
Next item is the Motorola repeater. I did get a new quote back from the Motorola guy. Remember last time it was 73 and change? Now the repeater quote for the 2 new repeaters is 58,583.
Yeah,
That's good news.
That's
Chief,
almost,
bring me up to speed on that right there.
the repeaters are for,
Yeah, I know, I read in here, but I thought that the problem that we was having is they're not working in our schools.
no,
I thought-
they do work in our schools. They do work in our schools. Because when we go into the school, okay, we go to the schools are set up on Wi-Fi. So when we go into the schools, it automatically switches to Wi-Fi. We use the Wi-Fi, and our radios function pretty good in most of our schools. All the county schools and all the city schools, that Wi-Fi is plugged into the radio system. So when we go into that school, we put it on Wi-Fi, and we can talk from inside to outside. But it's other
Some of
buildings
the
that we have
buildings
problems.
in the,
Bigger factories where we
Yeah.
can't.
Like in the industrial park, if you go to
Okay.
Ravago,
Okay, maybe that's where I
Yes,
was
sir.
reading that.
Ravago, one side it
Where
works on,
was
the other
working.
side it doesn't. Yes, sir.
didn't we decide we were gonna wait, in they build, aren't they?
They put that
They
new-
building a new.
They put a new repeater up on AEDC.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's working great for Tullahoma. And I've tried to, hit my radio here in town, whether I'm in my truck or on my portable in various places in town, and we're not hitting that repeater. We're still hitting the repeater on Hippie Hill or Hippie Ridge or whatever it is out there. We're still hitting that repeater. We're not hitting the AEDC repeater. Now, when we go to Tullahoma, we hit that repeater. I was in Tullahoma the other day. We hit that repeater over there and it works fine. But right now, that repeater's not really doing anything for us because we're not hitting it. We're still hitting Hippie Hill, which is past Hillsborough, past Pelham. We're still hitting that repeater.
So there's nothing to do to hit that repeater.
No, sir. Not really. I mean, I've tried,
Yeah.
but whenever I hit it and try to, hit another repeater, until I get to Tullahoma, I'm still hitting what we hit here. And then when I get over there, then I hit theirs and it works fine. So these right here would give us the ability to have them in 2 vehicles, and when you get there, if we find out that we're not talking like we're supposed to, we can activate the repeater, and it'll help the guys talk inside and outside. And everybody that comes to us would hit that same repeater, and we can all talk inside and outside together.
We agreed to purchase those too, didn't we?
Those repeaters, yes, sir, we're just trying to get the price down, we got the price down now to
Good, yeah.
58,583.
Are you sure that it's an apples to apples comparison, everything?
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir.
You know, how many bids? I read something in there where you only had one bid.
Motorola's the only one that can do this for us. Motorola's the only person, we have Motorola radios, we have to have a Motorola repeater. They're the only ones that can do this for us. It's their system.
Okay, but this is something that's already been passed.
It's already been passed too, yeah. But you get in on next year.
Okay.
I don't know where we go from here, I just,
Well,
that's the latest data.
we put in the budget, didn't we?
I believe we did, but I'm not sure. I'll have to check with Mr. Burrows and see if we
Check
did.
and see, but
Yes, sir.
I'm almost certain that we put it in the budget.
Yes, sir, I'll check with him.
I think we put 73,000 in
I
it.
believe we did, but I'll check with Mr. Burrows. Next item, fire marshal's vehicle. The vehicle was ordered through the dealer in Murfreesboro. This Chief Henderson checked with him last month, and he believes we're gonna get delivery sometime in July. Is that correct?
It's
Sometime in
red.
July.
It's
And
gonna
it'll be red.
And it costs $3,000 more just to make it red.
I remember you talking about that, Mark.
So it'll be a red Ford Maverick? Yes, sir, a red Ford Maverick. That'd be a good thing, because the current vehicle he drives is terrible, It really is. Our air packs, we're still working with our MSA vendor. He hadn't got back to me yet for next year's budget. We have the money in next year's budget to buy some more packs. We need to buy 10 additional packs and 10 additional bottles, a couple of masks and a Bluetooth interface. So our masks and radios will connect to each other and talk, and it talks more freely for us. But that's already in next year's budget. We're just working
We've
with
got
them.
the station to fill those bottles though, right? We don't,
No, we're gonna plan on, well, I think in the budget this year, we got a replacement station for the one we've got. The one we got right now was purchased in 2001. So it's a 24-year-old fill station. Models are bigger, higher pressure. This new fill station's 100% safer than what we're currently using. Replacement fire engine. Still waiting on the vendor to come back with me. He was gone for the last 2 weeks on conferences and a cruise. So once he comes back to me, I'll have some more information on the approximate cost for a new engine.
But this, at this point right here, has not been appropriated yet, has it?
It's-
Just to get quotes.
We're getting a quote from the Rosenbauer dealer, that's who we're going with, and once we get it, because we're not gonna pay for it now. We wouldn't pay for it till probably sometime in like October 2027.
There's no contract been signed.
No,
As
sir,
far
no,
as
sir, no,
bills
sir.
and-
We're just waiting on the
we set
quote.
aside $1 million still
Yes, sir.
in the,
So we're just waiting on the quote so we can sign the contract to tell them they can start building it. And then we pay for it 18 months later. Or sooner if they get it built sooner.
but we can't use that money. We have to keep that money.
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
yes, sir, yes, sir,
Might as well just write a check for it today.
yes, sir. New service vehicle, we're still working with the guys from Decatur to get a smaller spec vehicle to do some various emergency operations with. We're still waiting for him to come back. We've got everywhere from, 110 to 160,000 maybe. So we're still looking at that. Our Vector Check-It software, that's working really good. During the month of May, we started putting in inventories for vehicles and equipment, air packs, fire hose, ladders, and just any other equipment we have, put it in this system so we can look in there and track the things we need to do with it more efficiently. And so far, it's working very, very well. And MAPCO diagnostic tool, we talked about this last month. We have purchased the tool, it's in use, and it's working great. That's really all I have.
All right.
We're getting ready for Bonnaroo, we'll be assisting Manchester PD with Bonnaroo. And then if anything comes up, otherwise, we'll assist Hillsborough Fire in any way we need to, out there also.
Got faith in you, Chief.
Thank you, we're looking forward to it.
All righty. Tyler, you got anything? All righty.
Thanks,
y'all.
sir.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
I gotta go home and get ready for
All right, Bill, it's your turn.
Welcome, Chairman.
Thank you.
Appreciate having you on the board and look forward to working with you. So our department, we answered the month of May, 1,834 calls. Year to date, we've answered 8,314 calls. Our budget, we're approximately 75, I think I looked today, it was 75.64% of our budget this time. We're still engaged in our community events, being the Special Olympics, Honor Flight, National Day of Prayer on the square here in Manchester. We also participated at the Coffee County Fairgrounds at the Farm City Day. Some of our schools, we participated in the Career Day. I think we did that both at College Street and Westwood Elementary as well. And we had personnel in the department attend the open house to sort of reinforce the interdepartmental collaborations and community engagement with our new codes department. We assisted with traffic for CHS graduate parade and the graduation night as well. Upcoming events, of course, our priority right now is the Bonnaroo Festival. It's our top priority. We've conducted several joint meetings via Zoom and on site as well with county, state, federal law enforcement agencies, as well as Tennessee Department of Transportation and Bonnaroo organizers. And of course, our strategies there were to define roles and responsibilities and identify what resources each of those bring to the table, and also to sort of unify our efforts in prioritizing, ensuring public safety, promoting effective communications, and strengthening interagency cooperations. We also had a meeting with city employees who are assisting us this year. We met with all of them and discussed traffic operations and provided training on proper and safe traffic management control. We also defined clear roles and responsibilities, and information was given to them as far as who to contact in case they have any issues. The training also included proactive discussions on personal health and well-being during the event, emphasizing the importance of recognizing and mitigating risks associated with heat exposure, proper hydration, sun protection, and other environmental factors that they may encounter.
If you don't mind, Bill, let me ask this. How many participants did we have? Did we have enough turnout to, for y'all to be all safe?
Yeah, I feel comfortable at the level we have. I don't have an exact count.
Right.
But there's maybe just a few spots that we think we may have to fill in with patrol that aren't covered, but I feel that we're going to have adequate coverage. Adam, you can elaborate on that if you like.
It's probably between 40 and 50 employees.
Well, that's good.
Stepping
That's
out.
good that you're gonna have enough covering the areas and so forth. I think that's great.
As I mentioned in the meeting, it was a challenge to, at the last minute to come up with the extra help that we needed. But in every challenge, there's opportunities, and for us to be able to utilize city employees and provide a little extra income for them, and going about the right way and training and putting them out there has really been advantageous, I think, to the city.
That's good. And backing up a little bit, Thomas, condemned, not condemned,
Not yet.
Chief, the fire chief here. Can't even think of his last name. I still
Chambers.
call him Miller.
Chambers,
George.
George, yeah.
But I don't know how good a job y'all done as far as with the graduation parade. I wasn't able to be there, but I've had people tell me it's great. Y'all done a
Unbelievable.
great job.
Yep, that's one of my favorite things our town does, and you guys do a great job with it.
Yeah.
So,
And fortunate enough, my grandson was part of that, so it was good for him as well.
Don't tell me, he was gonna tell you your age here in a little bit. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you and stop you from your train of thought.
On the, I do have a question. On the other city employees that are helping out, is there a strategy to put them in the best places, people with less traffic control experience and don't want anybody stepping out in the wrong spot,
And that's what we're making sure, in fact, we had a supervisors meeting today to make sure that they are with people who have previously directed traffic.
Okay.
Sort of know, we're not just gonna throw them to the doors and say, go at it.
Like I said, please don't put me out there directing traffic, because I'd have more accidents, you know.
It wouldn't take long to regret it if I was doing it, yeah.
Yeah, no, we want to be very careful about that.
Yeah.
Because during Bonnaroo, people, it's hot out there sometimes, and it's miserable. You've got people that have traveled for many, many miles.
Right.
Their air conditioners broke down, they've had car trouble on the way home, they're already aggravated, so it don't take much to push buttons.
Yeah.
So I told them as well in the meeting, I said, now, these whistles that we're giving you is to keep you from making fools of yourself out in traffic, hollering at people, trying to get them to come on. I said, they're sort of therapeutic in a manner of speaking, that you just put that in your mouth and you blow to your heart's content and just keep waving them through. That keeps us calm,
Think about it like the beep button on the TV.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Not gonna be like Goober on the Andy Griffith show hollering, citizens arrest, citizens arrest.
So, but we hope they have an enjoyable time. It's a new experience for them that are coming on, and
Well, I'm just glad that we had that many step up.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it is.
I was impressed, I truly was. Glad to have them on board. During that meeting, we will also provide, we advised them we'd also provide traffic vests, whistles, lighted batons for night traffic. We'll make sure they have plenty of drinks and water, like Gatorade, sports drinks and stuff like that. We'll make sure they stay hydrated, because we definitely don't want any heat-related incidents there. And just a shout out to the fire department, they've been a big help to us. I mean, they're working nearly 900 something hours, 960 hours of this total time, so they're a big help as well. And I think they're gonna supply us with some tables and chairs at some of our command centers and places like Ragsdale 55, and then out at the Central Command at Bonnaroo, so that's a big help to us. Operational priorities, more or less on the kind of a daily thing. We'll be assessing manpower needs to ensure that we have adequate coverage each day. We'll, of course, ensure the health and well-being of the employees that are assisting us in each day. We'll be conducting meetings, MPD staff, law enforcement partners, TDOT, Bonnaroo. Those will begin, I think it's Thursday at 11, where we actually get together, and if there's any issues that come up, we can timely identify them and resolve them as we talk that through. We still anticipate, you had a great question at the board meeting, 4155. We do anticipate some significant traffic congestion in that area. However, we're going to try to move traffic in alternate ways. We'll monitor that, and if we have to drive them back down 24 toward Hillsboro, flip them around and come back, and they come up the ramp then at the 111, we may end up doing that. We've also looked at routes around 41 to 53 coming in on Interstate Drive that way. We don't want to inundate that area too much because of the hospital area, but make sure emergency traffic's able to get through. But probably the worst days will be maybe a couple of days leading up to the event, and then on the Monday egress, when you're combining traffic, local traffic, work traffic with egress of Bonnaroo Festival.
Yeah, I expect Wednesday to be pretty bad in that area.
Be certainly an issue. So we'll be monitoring those areas and trying to work alternate routes to help alleviate some of that. So in the vehicle area, we've actually received 2 of our 6 recently purchased Durangos. One of those was assigned to Admin Captain Robertson, and the other to Investigator Alford in investigations. The remaining 4 units will be assigned to patrol.
When do you expect to have them be?
Well, they haven't even been made yet, so
okay.
the order's in.
So,
It could
probably a
be
few
several
months.
months. Right. As far as vehicle accidents, we've not had any, thank goodness. We did have Unit 1401, which was damaged during the county pursuit on the interstate, returned to service, with some body damage repair and a transfer case replacement where it was struck in the back end by county unit. They had been struck in the back end by the pursuer, pursuee, yeah. But that's back on the road and going. We've also added a couple of stop sticks, which are tire deflation devices. Those have been received and put in the 2 remaining supervisor vehicles that did not have them. These help in our terminating our vehicle pursuits and things like that are coming into the city, and it enhances public safety as well.
Do you know what the cost is on those?
They're roughly $600 a piece,
Oh, yeah.
so they're pretty expensive.
Well, to me, that's kind of
I
a
would think
small
that was
price to
cheap,
pay.
really, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, if you can stop something really bad from happening in one of those
How many,
pursuits for
how many
$600.
do you have total, Bill?
Well, all supervisors, 8, we have 8 on hand. So our plan is to, as we move forward in purchasing new vehicles, is to make that part of the package of the new vehicle.
I would definitely support that.
And then we'll also, the existing vehicles we have, we'll order as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to sit around and wait for somebody to get there to
Yeah.
have that.
Yeah.
As far as department changes, improvements, right now, there's nothing to report on that area. The personnel, the hiring, we're full up. There's no vacancies. We don't have any reportable incidents to report at this meeting, and no promotions. We do have Captain Keith Hendricks back with us. He
That's
returned.
good.
He's doing well. We're glad to have him back.
I tell you right now, I've been here 6 years, and I don't think any time during those 6 years have we not had vacancies. This is the first time we haven't had a vacancy. We've always had vacancies. You've always been a problem hiring people, and they stay and then they go, and it's just always been a big deal. I'm just amazed. I'm proud of you guys. I am.
Appreciate that. And like I had mentioned before, the last 2 we've hired, one had, I think, 14 years of experience, the other had 11 years of
Yeah, I
experience.
remember you mentioned.
It speaks to a good culture.
We're proud to have them. Thank you. As far as training, of course, we believe in training here. We've got a lot of, like I say, new officers too that we're putting through training. Matthew DeLong is still progressing well at the Tennessee Law Enforcement Training Academy. He's due to graduate the last of this month. And then we have 3 officers who have already completed orientation for the academy, and they will begin their training in July 6th.
So will that complete all of them?
Yes, I believe that's right. We just have 3 left, and they'll all be certified then. As far as certification courses that were completed and attended, investigator Alford completed the TBI Basic Criminal Investigator Academy. Of course, he was promoted to investigator not too long ago. So we're trying to get him as much training as we can to get him up to par. Chief Investigator Brian Eldridge completed the Tennessee Law Enforcement Executive Development School. Dale Robertson and Sergeant Brown attended a multi-agency active threat and integrated response training, which focused on the integration between fire and EMS during active shooter events.
We never have one.
I hope we don't either. I hope we never have to use that training.
Good to have them.
Sure is. Investigator Sneed completed cryptocurrency investigation training sponsored by TBI Cybercrime and Digital Evidence Unit. Officer Allison Stahlmeyer became a child passenger technician. She will be able to appropriately instruct and place car seats into cars and instruct other parents and stuff on how to do that. Something similar that the fire department is doing now. We've had folks in the past who have been certified as well. So it's just having that extra person when we're asked questions and things of that sort. Myself and Chief Investigator Eldridge also attended an Administrative Drug Fund Management course sponsored by UT Institute for Public Service and MTAS. This is a 2025 model. Nothing, there's not a lot of changes, but it's always good to just get that stuff in your head again and make sure you're doing things right. And they have a very set process in place with forms and things of that sort, so. Officer Cody McMurtry and Officer Jonathan Prater completed advanced roadside impairment. That's additional training for impaired driving enforcement. Officer Timothy Green completed the 2025 Street Cop Conference. And that's just a well-rounded school that teaches you about traffic stops and how to mitigate through drug transactions, things of that sort that might go on, what to look for, hidden compartments, and various things of that sort. No new updates on grants at this time. And so what I've also included, I had a call regarding the speed limit on McGuire Street and Campbell Lane. Through the city parks, we have 5-mile-an-hour speed limits posted on Fred Dedman, and I think possibly also on Dave King. And this area here that these roads access are in front of the Rotary Amphitheater, and it just stands to reason that we probably should post some signage there as well, reducing that speed, because there are a lot of people that are walking back and forth across that road during events. And I talked with AJ a little bit on this as well, and he said that, you know, he has witnessed cars and kids coming out through there a little bit faster than they should become. So we've recommended to the safety committee that we post 5-mile-an-hour speed limit signs in those entrances on both sides from 53 and from Woodland.
Okay, so you'll need a motion on that. I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
I'll vote yes.
All in favor of it?
That's all I have. Other questions? Bonnaroo's going good. We'd like to say we expect that hopefully things will go well as they have in the past. We've got folks that will be posted on site as well as in the city with answering calls and working traffic, so.
Well, I know y'all got a tough week ahead of y'all, so, but a great presentation. Do you have anything, Adam, that you'd like to add? I just said,
Hydrate.
Properly.
Properly, improperly afterwards. We had talked about, and maybe in our last meeting, we talked about the crosswalk potential at Walmart that a visitor had brought up. What do we need to do there? Do we need to do, street department need to get involved, or?
I don't remember what we were talking about.
An out-of-town visitor had
I
sent
know.
the mayor an email concerned about crossing the street there. And it does seem like an awful good spot for a crosswalk or a crosswalk light, because we got people coming out of the hotels and.
So we did follow up on that with
Okay.
TDOT, and they would essentially have to come in and do an engineering traffic study. And one of the concerns was there not being any sidewalks that supported pedestrian traffic in the area as well. So that might be something we may have to consider in the
That's
future.
true.
Yeah.
At least-
If you have a crosswalk, you've got to have a light, right?
Generally, yes, you would have a push button
Yeah.
light that would.
I don't think they'll let you have a light there, because we tried to have a light at Home Depot.
well, didn't we also
What do
try
you
to
mean,
have?
a traffic light?
Yeah.
Well, there's the one there at Walmart.
Didn't we try to have one marked at Railco Drive right there? And
We
that
tried
was
a
total
couple right there
confusion.
somewhere, but
It seems like I remember y'all studying that at one point.
the state won't let you,
Uh-uh.
it's too close together, so.
Right.
We've been through that there before. But there is one, a light at Walmart.
Yeah,
so,
right where you
yeah.
turn into Walmart.
Right there at Walmart, yes.
Huh. No sidewalks.
But no sidewalks.
No, I hadn't really thought about
I
that.
hadn't
but You're
either.
right, absolutely right about that. There
We
is
got a
no-
grant to put sidewalks all the way out to Walmart. That multimodal thing, you know, Maryland was all hot and bothered about getting that done, and she got the grant for it. She did a good job doing that. But I don't know whatever happened to it. I don't know why we didn't. I don't know if we followed through on that or
I guess it would be quite a contradiction, though, to put a crosswalk in with no
no sidewalks.
pedestrian
Yeah. Yeah.
sidewalk.
There's a lot of pedestrian traffic now.
There is a
Yes,
lot
sir,
over
yeah.
there now.
See all the shopping carts from Walmart on the hotel side of the
That's
highway.
right, yeah.
They got
And,
their-
and I'll tell you, every time it seems like I'm out through there, you know, y'all, well, I don't know, I guess the state or y'all will make the recommendations, I'm sure, but them lights are timed. And sometimes if they get a little bit out of sequence, oh, you've got a major mess up right there because you're falling underneath.
Yeah, those two that are close together coming across the interstate,
Yeah.
they're
Right.
a pain sometimes. But that George takes care of that.
Right, and we spoke to George about that recently as well, and he's getting a hold of the company to see if there's anything we can do about timing. Because you'll let a bunch go, the light will turn green going south on 41,
Yeah.
and then it turns red as you get to the next
Yeah.
light on the bridge,
Yeah.
and that
Right.
backs all the traffic up.
And that's true, very true. I don't have anything else, do you
No,
have
sir, no,
anything?
sir, I'm good.
I will put this in your mind next time. This little thing right here is supposed to be on. We kind of messed that up this time.
We sure did.
Well, we're gonna have to read it.
I'm gonna tell Sage it's your fault.
Well, you know, I think she told me to, and I forgot it too. Well, I didn't know, I thought you was gonna.
In your defense, he did start the meeting.
I did start, that's true, yeah.
So, you blame it on me, I blame it on you. How's that? Thank you, Chief, thank you.
Thank
Alan.
you guys
Thank
very
you.
much, appreciate you.
Let's see, do we have, anything in old business? New business?
No, sir.
We need somebody left in here that knows how to turn that off.
I'll,
You got that, Thomas?
I have no, knock it off the wall, I guess it'll stop. I move to adjourn.
I'll second that. And
All
vote
in
yes.
favor, say aye.
Ah.
I don't know.
Get up, go home.
You can look on the, you can look on the camera,
Yeah,
I guess.
she'll be fine. I'll put this here with it so she'll have a copy of what we talked about. I never thought about it. Thomas, you got that?
Thank you, Mark.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Don.
Not yet. You would think
Yeah, I think I know how to do it.
You would think the end stream button would do it.